Good morning, campers. Happy Monday. You know what it means? Masculine Monday. So let's pull some oracle for my beautiful masculines. What is it that you need to know today? What's your guidance for the week ahead? Oh, your inner masculine. What is it that the masculine needs to know? We have let's talk sex. So let me read through this and then we'll talk. Healthy sexuality is extremely important for masculine energy. Your lower chakras are vulnerable to imbalance as you are deeply rooted in the physical realm. This, combined with your personal traumas and patriarchal system we live in, may cause a complete disconnect of your sacral and heart space. Examine what sex means to you. It is not a physical necessity. It is not sport. It is a deep, sacred act of fusing two bodies and allowing them to release in ecstasy so their souls can touch. It is a sacral energy exchange. You are being called to heal your sexuality. Connect deeply to your body and raise your sacral energy to the level of the heart. Now, healing your sacral space and healing your sexuality. I talk about this a lot because unfortunately we live in a distorted world where most people have a completely distorted understanding of what sexuality is and, very dangerous thing, what sexual freedom actually means. So let's talk about this. The reason we say it's so important for the masculine energy is that, remember, I always say this to you guys, masculine energy, it doesn't matter whether it's within us or externally, right? We all have masculine and feminine within, but then we usually choose to embody 99% of the cases for the aligned ones, following the body that we reside because our soul chooses our body, but that's a completely different topic. We either rise into our masculine men or we drop into our feminine, most women, right? So when we embody these energies, the masculine energy is the one that connects us to the physical world, connects us to the 3D, right? To the lower chakras. And the feminine energy is the one that connects us to Father Universe, is the one that is above the heart space, is the one that always has connection to the void, to the inner world, and to cosmos, okay? So when we talk about masculine as men, you are deeply rooted in the physical world. Your dominion is 3D. You are the builders of the physical world, right? We are the oracles. You are the builders, the action takers, the structure creators, stability providers, right? We talk about this a lot. So it means that you are deeply rooted in the physical world. So you are vulnerable for disimbalance in your lower chakras, which means shame, guilt, shallowness, focusing too much on the physical gain, right? On the conquest, if you're especially disconnected from your heart level. The times that we live in, unfortunately, women, because we live in a patriarchal system, women are also disconnected from their femininity. Most women lead with their masculine energy, right? Without them even knowing, because the femininity has been brought to a very surface level, to a very external, shallow level. And the true femininity has been deemed weakness and nonsense, right? Which is completely crazy. And this is actually causing this imbalance in this world, right? Because us women, our job is to be the gatekeepers. Our job is to be the oracles that help men to raise their energy to the level of the heart. Just as you protect us in the physical realm, we protect you in the spirit realm. Just as you provide security and stability in the physical world for us, according to divine law, we are meant to make sure that you are aligned to your path, that you are connected to God, to Father Universe, however you call it, right? That you're spiritual, that you don't stay on the level of these chakras, but you raise your energy to the level of the heart. And in true divine order, as men focus on building this world, we make sure that we are the gatekeeper, that we keep the standards high. But patriarchy made women think that sexual freedom means sleeping with whoever you want, whenever you want, completely disrespecting your body, the energy of your body, the sacredness of your temple, right? And the issue here is that when a man gets disconnected from your heart, you stay on a level of the shallowness. You believe this nonsense that this is just sport, that this is nothing that is needed for your health, for your masculinity. You believe in this nonsense because you have no one or not enough women to raise your energy, help you to raise your energy to the level of the heart. And with my beautiful divine masculines, we're learning to do this. In my collective readings, on session, those of you who come on sessions, to raise that energy to the level of the heart. You too can activate that inner feminine within to guide you through this process. Because when men stay on a level of shallowness, on a level of the ego, on a level of below heart level, you completely disconnect from anything beyond the veil, right? So you turn into this physical machine that lacks purpose, that lacks direction, that lacks greatness in life. And whether you want to accept it or not, subconsciously, you lose respect towards yourself. And the man that does not respect himself for his honesty, his loyalty, his commitment to self, his values, is not a true divine masculine, right? If you do not respect your own body, if you do not respect bodies of women that you interact with, it's because you don't respect your inner feminine. If you don't respect your inner feminine, you're not in a union. If you're not in a union, you're disconnected from your highest timeline. You're disconnected from your purpose, right? So for the men on a journey of healing, be it on a twin flame journey or not, it really doesn't matter. A moment comes when you start realizing that, right? And in the concept of twin flame journey, I always talk about this, that us feminines, we embark on a journey of celibacy almost immediately, right? Because we have more of a natural ability as females to connect to the truth of life, to look beyond the veil, right? So as we awaken, we immediately understand, shit, right? This is my sacral temple. This is where I hold my power, in my sacral area, in my womb area, right? And I've been giving it away freely to men who are not even willing to invite me to a pair of tacos, okay? So women are awakening. Women are realizing that, to be able to guide you, to raise the bar, to hold the standards where they're supposed to be. But for you, it's a little bit more difficult. So on a twin flame journey, you do go through a lot of karmic connections, through a lot of karmic gunk. So most men do engage in low vibrational relationships, very shallow relationships with random women, with karmic partners, right? And the moment comes that you start to realize you're not yet awakened. You don't yet fully embark. I always say this, you don't just fully embark on a journey of celibacy. But the moment comes that you realize, I want more. I want more. What do I always say to you guys? Your naked body should not be held by someone who cannot hold your naked soul. I want no shallow relationships. You are very sensitive. You are beautiful souls capable of incredible love. And you look for that love through breadcrumbs of shallow relationships. But the moment comes, you realize, no more. I want something real. I want something true. I want someone to look me in the eyes as we do it. I want someone to hold space for me. I want my feminine. I want a healer. True divine feminine, especially your divine feminine. We're healers. We heal whoever is in presence of our body. So intimacy, I talk about this all the time in my readings. Intimacy is incredibly healing for twin flames, right? So the moment comes that you realize that, and this is this reflection that I read through. But because you're still not awakened, because you're still underneath the veil, you don't really believe yet that you're worthy, that it could happen, right? So you don't embark fully right off the bat on a journey of celibacy. But divine masculine on this journey starts from, I just want more. You're no longer, right? And I always say this to those of us that are awake and that walk the path of self-improvement, self-growth through whichever means. It's not a challenge to stay celibate, because someone that we no longer connect, we don't even want friends that we don't connect on a soul level, yet alone a partner. It's repelling, right? It's like, oof. So it's not a big deal. So you reach that moment when it stops being big deal, because although you have your sacral energy, you no longer want to engage in those shallow relationships. So you start to learn to use this energy differently. You direct it towards your goals, you direct it towards your purpose, you direct it towards being a better person. You don't yet know how to raise it to the level of the heart. You start to think about these things, okay? These things that I read through in this card. I kind of want to put it closer to you guys. I'll put a photo later, so at the end of this video, so you can take a screen and read through it again. And this beautiful moment comes when you are more conscious and you're like, you know what? I haven't been with anyone for a while, and I'm happier. I'm cleansing my body, I'm cleansing my energy, I'm connecting more to my feminine, I'm cleansing my karma. And now I want to do it in a conscious way. I want to really cleanse my sacral space. You feel that that wall, that glass wall that I always talk about, right? It breaks. And you start feeling, you know what, it is possible. I believe that one day we're going to be able to be together. There's just work that needs to be done. My quest needs to be finalized. And that's the moment when you move to a more conscious celibate. And you're like, it's not just that there's no one that I resonate with, but actually there's no one that I want to be with that is not my feminine. And you embark on a journey of celibacy where you really cleanse your energy. Because I always say this to you guys, whoever we interact with on a physical level, we collect their energy. So whoever you've been with, their traumas, their sacral energy is in your sacral space. So you need to cleanse that. How do we cleanse that? Well, either through shamanic healing or through time, through connecting to our sacral space, through understanding the true meaning and the true power of sexuality, right? And through time and through healing that energy of other people, through closing these karmic contracts, right? Thinking about these past mistakes, I don't like to call them mistakes. We close that out and we cleanse that energy. And you do that preparing for your feminine. And yeah, so maybe you needed to hear that. Maybe you needed to hear how it happens. Maybe you needed to contemplate on where you are on this journey. Are you still engaging in shallow relationships? Perhaps it's time to have a little bit more self-respect, self to yourself and self to other women, that you're not able to offer anything else than just a few hours of your time. That's not even a true connection. That's not true love. That's not true intimacy. That's just low vibe. Or maybe you're ready starting to cleanse your energy. Maybe you're even consciously on a journey of celibacy. Whatever that is, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I love you so incredibly much. And I'll be back soon. Bye.